Hey everyone, the Spring Festival is upon us in DFFOO Global, and with this is a new Lufenia Plus unique to the GL version of the game, and they also released the C90 of Squall and Cloud. This run is going to be a no boss turn run featuring a party of Caius, Machina and Selphie, and Caius is there mainly to meet the mission requirement. The mission does require you to main party one broadsword wielder. And the reason that I chose Caius is because he has a quest start debuff at the start, so if you notice, both bosses are debuffed, and the important debuff here is the defense down debuff, which helps a lot. So Caius is there ready just to be swapped out for a Garnet friend support. Now, the run can be tricky because the bosses also has a turn warping mechanic, where if you do 7 player actions before they get a turn, they will cleanse all debuffs and warp their turns to the front instantaneously. You can get around this essentially by killing the bosses before they trigger the turn warp at turn number 7. So to do that, the turn order is quite important here. So at the start, I reset until I get a turn order of Caius, followed by Machina, followed by Selphie. Caius swaps out instantaneously for Garnet friend support, and Garnet does S2 and her BT plus, which is 2 actions. During Machina's turn, he straight away just does his BT plus. Do not do LD, do not do call ability because you need to save it for after Selphie. Selphie over here takes 2 more turns, where one is dedicated to a ranged LD call, and you target Machina to pull him back so that he can act immediately after Selphie, and that also charges up the summon meter. And the second is of course Selphie's LD. Now during Machina's turn here, the idea is to take the last 2 turns. So first of all is a Cait Sith LD call to get the buff and to also trigger a launch here. It's quite important because you need to get a full summon meter before you pop BT mode with Machina. And lastly here I use his LD, and this is the other reason why you do not want to do LD at the start. You need to save it for after Selphie gets a turn, so that Machina's LD will also trigger a launch, and this very nicely helps you get a full summon meter. With that said, the next action will trigger a turn warp, so to get around this you can either go into BT mode or summon mode. Either will not count towards the 7 turns, so for this reason I just immediately pop Machina's BT mode. Now I don't know why the turn warp didn't happen, because in total that's actually 7 actions that I've taken before the BT mode. 2 on Garnet, 1 on Machina, 2 on Selphie, and then 2 more on Machina before the BT mode. Anyway, I did do a couple of tests, and that is as tight as you can go. If you try to squeeze in one more action, either a call ability or any additional ability or instant turn, it will trigger the turn warp. So that's all that you can fit in. It is a bit unfortunate because if you notice, I didn't actually set any call ability on Keiss, because there really isn't any room for him to do any call ability without triggering the turn warp mechanic. Coming back to Machina's BT mode, it is as per usual, so all you want to do is spam his HP attack divided equally among both bosses. Once the boss drops below 49%, they do get rather tanky in terms of defense, but the Cait Sith LD call helps quite a lot, as well as the defense down debuff from Keiss at the wave start. Now that summon mode is ended, the next call of action is to immediately pop summon. Do not do any other action because the next action that you take right here will also trigger the turn warp mechanic. And this is actually why it's very important to fully charge the summon meter before you go into BT mode with Machina. The thing about turn warp mechanic here is that any turns taken during BT mode or summon mode does not count towards the turn warp, and obviously the bosses are not able to turn warp in the midst of BT or summon mode. So you have the clear run if you actually go back to back BT and summon mode, and the goal here is to just kill them off within summon mode right here. There is a little bit of leeway in the sense that if you finish summon mode and the bosses are still not yet dead, you have the last action right after summon mode to kill them off, and that action, if does not finish the fight, will trigger the turn warp mechanic. Anyway, if you don't have Keiss built, any other greatsword user is fine. The only thing that you lose out is the defense down debuff at the start of the fight. You can just use the next best greatsword user that you have, ideally one with a higher speed tier, because you do need that character to start first among your 3 characters at the start of the fight. If you don't have Cait Sith LD call, another somewhat decent alternative would be the Iroha LD call, but Cait Sith call is also on the banner, so that's an option if you do want to chase after the call. Anyway, that's it for this fight. As always, I hope the video has been helpful, and if you enjoyed the content, please leave a like, comment or subscribe. It really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Lufenia fight. Bye!